Good morning, everyone. Just going to get into it in a second. You'll see from the title, it's about Undercover Billionaire. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it's an American show. Uh, and I've been watching it over this weekend, and I've got some thoughts on it because it's quite mind blowing, really. So I'll get into it in a sec. I'll just wait for a couple of people to join on. I'm just actually on a job at the minute as well. So it's Sunday morning, putting the work in. So I'm at an apartment at the minute, literally putting the finishing touches on an apartment in Nottingham. We've actually got two apartments in this building. I don't know if you both, let me try and turn it around. The weather's awful, but yeah, we're out here and look at that fantastic building there. And we've got two apartments in there that we're going to be letting out for service accommodation, short lets. So I'm really excited to get these ones started. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about my review. I've been watching a program, guys, called Undercover Billionaire. If anyone's heard of it, put it in the comments below and give me some comments and feedback of what you've watched. Because basically what it is, and I felt the need to come on live and discuss it because it's so important. And I feel truly invigorated by watching it. So Undercover Billionaire, it's essentially a program. I don't know if it's in the UK, but it's a US program. And basically what it entails is there's a 90-day challenge, and it's for billionaires, as per the title, to go onto this show, and they have to create £1 million business within 90 days, and they can't use their own name. They have to use a different alias. They only have $100 to work with, and a beat down truck, right? Just a car, big car. What else? Yeah, they're starting from nothing. They can't use the contacts. They can't use the social media platforms. They can't leverage the name or anything. They're literally starting like a nobody, in a town that they'd never been to either. So the guys turned up. So on Undercover Billionaire, this is the first one I've watched, and it was on Grant Cardone, because I follow Grant Cardone on social media. He's a massive real estate guy, billionaire, got over £2 billion in property, all sorts, right? So he does crazy stuff. Sells out stadiums to talk to people and help people with the goals and business. But anyway, so he's gone to this new city and started from nothing. And there's a couple of massive things that I learned from it, and I wanted to share with you guys what I've learned, and I highly recommend go watch it. I'm actually going to go now, not obviously right now, but I'm going to be watching the other ones because they do different people, different billionaires in the series, and they talk, and then everyone's in the same position. But I've first watched Grant Cardone because I know him, I follow him, etc. Anyway, so the couple of main things that I learned on this is, first thing, he may have had his A-list taken away from him. He may have had his social media platforms, his contacts, everything taken away from him, even his name, but he's still got the skills, which you can't take away from you. And that's point number one. So point number one that I've learned on Undercover Billionaire is, once you learn the skill, for example, he's really, really strong in selling, in closing deals. And I knew that before, but I've really seen it in this. So once you learn that skill and you've got your experience in it, no one can take that from you. And he took that into the program, and that's how we started getting to work. So that was the first massive thing that I learned. Get the skills, no one can take it away from you. So that means learning all the time, it means growing all the time, and that's massive. So yeah, I've took that on board massively. And then the second point, which is the biggest point that I learned, is it's, a man that's a billionaire, he runs multiple businesses, highly successful. Even though he's got the skills, I was thinking before I started watching the show, I already know he believes in himself. So this guy was going to believe in himself. He's just going to do it. He's going to be a machine. And what I found out was, as much as I thought it was a machine, he's a human just like everyone else. And he has his flaws. He's an emotional person just like all of us. So there was points in the program, which was highly important, is that he was ready to crumble. He was ready to leave the show because it wasn't going his way. It would get somewhere, then he'd get knocked down. Momentum would start creating and it would flop. So, and he started cracking and crumbling. His past started coming up and all sorts, and he was ready to leave the show. He was so negative at points. I thought, wow, how can a guy who's a billionaire, who's been through it all, knows what he's doing, he's got the skills, he knows how to close and make money, he's still going through negative times, and he was very much struggling to come out of the negativity because it was just compounding in his brain where he couldn't get out of it. And that was a massive learning point. So this relates to me, and this is the reason for sharing this video, is we're all in the same boat. If you're a business owner, or if you're an entrepreneur, or whatever, you're trying to get more in your life, you deserve more, you desire more, then we all go through that process. And if a man like Grant Cardone, a billionaire, goes through that very same process, then it's actually reassuring that if you go through this process, and me, because I'm only human as well, I'll go through negative days and the rest of it. If a man like Grant Cardone can go through that and still crack on, then there's hope for us all ultimately. I'm not going to give too much spoiler alert about it, but if you are interested, go watch it. It's really good. It's on YouTube. But yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to say. So if you're going through a shit time, if you feel like you're not getting anywhere in your business, if you feel like you want more and stuff like that, just keep going. No one can take the skills away from you, what you've got, and then it's a case of keep learning, keep growing. Being disciplined is another massive thing that I learned, because either way, the challenge or the goal is the goal. So, you know, you're going to feel shit some days. You're not going to feel up to it other days, and other days you're going to feel great. So regardless of how you feel, it's really important to put that to the side. And this is the massive thing I've took on board. Put your feelings to the side when it comes to business, and literally stay focused on the goal and the vision, and be disciplined and diligent to get it done. Motivation is not here to stay. It's some days you're motivated, some days you aren't. Look at the weather. It's absolutely shocking. Pissing it down. I'm here on a job. It's so easy to just think, oh, forget this. I can't be arsed today. I'm just going to leave it. It's not about that. It's not about how I feel. It's not about being motivated one day and not the other, because motivation don't last forever. It's about knowing the goal, having a plan and getting it done, being disciplined. So I hope that helps, guys. Go watch it. It's really, really good. If you've watched it, comment below. Other than that, have a great day.